Thank you. It is 1 o'clock. Box out of the way. Okay. Well, welcome to the October 20th, 2021 CAD Advisory Group meeting. It should be a pretty good one. Our next meeting will be Tuesday. We'll go back to Tuesdays, as we always do, third Tuesday of the month. We'll do that on November 16th. And again, I am recording this so that we can get it out on the blog. Class schedule. As far as class schedule goes right now, all we've got on the schedule is a Road 2 class next weekend, Kansas City. So we'll be out there for that. I think we got 12 in class, so it's full class. Be doing Road 2. After that, we don't have any in-person classes scheduled, but if you'd like some kind of training, all you got to do is give us a call here at CAD, and we'll try to hook you up, try to get it to work out. So, and let me see what else I got. All the available online classes are the same. Concept Station, our hydrology and hydraulics classes, our Geopack Microstation Fundamentals, and a Power Geopack Road 1. So those are still out there. ORD updates. We're working on the project-wise data source, which is real close. And we were having an issue with plotting. Plotting, I think, has been resolved. So we're good. But if it's not, it will be by the time we push, which we don't have any dates on that just yet, but we're getting real close to doing that. So this month we have really one presenter and one that's going to add a little bit of something. We got Jennifer Weaver's going to do a little fun with GIS, and then Randall's going to do a little fun with SharePoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make Jen the presenter so she can do her fun with GIS first. So you should make you presenter, and you'll share your screen, Jen.
Okay. I'm sharing. Can you see that?
Not yet. Oh, here it comes.
How about now? All right.
Like
hello, everybody. It does, doesn't it? It looks just like Bill's screen.
Copycat.
Hello, everybody. As he said, my name is Jen. I've not been with CAD quite a year yet here at MoDOT, so I'm still a little bit new and still kind of trying to figure out the workflows that you guys use. But I put together a few slides on stuff with GIS that you guys might find useful. It seems like here you guys tend to kind of go back and forth between ArcGIS to ORD, Geopack, and Google Earth, and kind of shift back and forth between those different file types a lot. So today I've put together a few slides and do some demonstrations on how to convert back and forth between these different file types. And if you use GIS all the time, you'll probably know how to do all this stuff already. If you use GIS once in a blue moon, hopefully this will be a good little reminder for you. So we are going to start off with ArcGIS. And the first thing we're going to do is go from a shapefile in ArcGIS to a Google Earth file, which will be a KML. So the tool we're going to use for that is the Layer to KML tool. And hopefully now you're seeing my map. Everybody seeing that? Anybody confirm?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this may look a little foreign to you. I'm going to use ArcGIS Pro today. It's all the same tools are in ArcMap, and I'll show you where to find them in ArcMap. I'm just going to use Pro because that's what I'm used to using, and it is so much faster than ArcMap. So let's take an ArcGIS layer and change it to a KML. So I'm going to search over here for my Layer to KML tool. And let's use this rest area shapefile here. I just pulled off a couple of random shapefiles from MSDIS and isolated out one polygon and one line just for demonstration purposes here. So let's do the rest area. Let's make that a KML. Tell it where you want it to put the output. I want it to go here. Why it's not letting me? Well, sorry, technical difficulties. We'll just let it put it where it wants to. So I'm just going to hit run. And now we have our KML. Okay, you can hit your view details there, and it created a KML, or actually a KMZ file for us of that shapefile. You can do the same thing in ArcMap. So it's the same tool. It'll be in the conversion tools toolbox. And you were looking for the 2KML. And it is this tool right here, Layer 2KML. So that was quick and easy. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to convert from a shapefile to a DGN. So say if we wanted to have a shapefile and put it into a DGN to open in ORD or GeoPack. The tool we're going to use for that is called the Export to CAD tool. And I will note a couple of things here. This tool in ArcGIS, you will have to tell it which seed file to use. And after you're done, you will have to put it into ProjectWise. ArcGIS won't automatically write it into ProjectWise. So, and for the seed file, you can't pull it from ProjectWise into ArcGIS, so you have to reference the seed file where it is in the folder on the T drive to do that. So let's go back to ArcGIS. And this time, let's take our roads routes, so our line here, our polyline, and we are going to export that to CAD. So I'm going to go over here and search for export to CAD. Okay. And if you wanted to export them both to the same DGN, you could do that here. You could select them all. I'm just going to do the roads routes because I just want that one. Okay. And you need to tell it what type of output. You can actually export it to any of these output types here. We're going to do a microstation DGN file. Again, pay attention to where it is exporting to, because it will not export to ProjectWise. You will have to put it in there. And the seed file. Make sure you find the correct seed file. And we want the one on the T drive. So you guys, everyone should have the T drive mapped on their computer because I think everyone has to have that map the same. So it's T drive, MoDOT workspace, standards, seed, and we want this iProject 2D Power Geopack. And that is our seed file. So now we just click run. That fast, it did it. And now we have that same road in a DGN. Should have had this open already. But anyway. It's opening.
You'll be happy to know it opens about as quick as SS10 and SS4. So
there we go. There it is. Ta-da! So there is our little road, and it is now a DGN. So, like magic. Okay. Back to PowerPoint. Okay, so again, just remember to get that correct seed file from the T drive, and then the output, if you want that in ProjectWise, you will then have to put it into ProjectWise after you export it. Okay, so now let's go from a Google Earth KML to ArcGIS. This is really easy. We're just going to use the add data tool and the feature class to shapefile tool. There are lots of different ways that you can do these things. I just picked a couple of ways that I thought were the easiest or that most people might do the most often. So, oh, yeah, know what I want. Okay. So now let's take a Google Earth file. Now, one of the cool things about ArcGIS Pro, you can either use the Add Data button here and search and find the layer that you want to add that way, or you can just drag and drop it into your map, just like that. It's pretty snazzy. You can't do that in ArcMap. I was trying to earlier, and it wouldn't do it, or it just, yeah. Now it's not happy. Okay, yeah, there, yeah. But you still have in ArcMap the little Add Data button up here where you can browse to the folder that you want to add. Okay, so if all you want to do is put your KML on a map, look at it, visualize it, you're done. I mean, it's there, you can see it. But say you do want that KML in the format of a shapefile, you can come over here and use the feature class to shapefile tool. And there are more tools to do this, but this is just the one I picked. Okay, and we are going to pick our polygon KML there. Not gonna put it there. Okay, and we will run it. And now we have our shapefile right there. And it's shapefile, so it's got all these different pieces. So, you know, if you're not used to using shapefiles, all these pieces have to be in the same folder together. So that was easy. KML to ArcGIS. Here's the tool in ArcMap to shapefile, feature class to shapefile. Isn't this fun?
I'm having fun.
Are you having fun? I can tell, like, or I can feel the excitement.
Hey, Jen,
Okay.
I don't know if you're looking, but there's a question from Jeff in the chat window.
Oh, okay, I can't see the chat window
I
at the
can read
moment.
the question.
Okay.
Does the geoprocessing in ArcGIS transfer over to the DGN file?
The geoprocessing, what do you mean? I'm not sure.
We'll have to have Jeff
Yeah, well,
expand
we
on
can,
that.
okay.
Probably the coordinate system.
Oh,
That's right.
okay.
Can you hear me? This is Jeff. Can you hear me?
Yeah, uh-huh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's pretty much the coordinates in the DGN file. We have like coordinates based on per county, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if the ArcGIS is kind of set up the same way in the geo coordinates in ArcGIS are set up the same way, or we probably will have to reconfigure the geo coordinates in the DGN file.
Yes, you will have to set the coordinates in your DGN. It doesn't come over with it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
mhm,
That was simple, I think. So.
mhm. Okay. So yeah, now we'll talk a little bit more, which I think is the hardest kind of thing, or the thing that's been most confusing for me coming in from more of a GIS background, going back and forth between CAD to ArcGIS, because ORD or GeoPack and ArcGIS don't always play the nicest together, but there are ways to go back and forth between the two. And one of the issues you encounter immediately is, if you've got a DGN or a project that's projected to ground, if you want to bring that into ArcGIS, how do you do that? So it gets to do a couple more steps, but you can do it. So say we have a DGN, we want to bring it into ArcGIS. If your DGN is in grid, no problem. Just bring it in there. You can even do the just drag and drop thing. It's good. It will land exactly where it's supposed to. Let's see if I can show you here. So I have got a DGN here that I've put into grid. You can just drag that sucker in there and boom, it lands where you want it to. Awesome. You can see it's not happy, unknown coordinate system, but it will land
Horrible
where it
project,
should.
though.
Yeah.
Terrible project.
Terrible project. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I have no idea. I just asked Jim for some random DGN that I could play with. So I don't know.
That's Jeff
This is
Franks.
Jeff.
Is that your project?
This is Jeff. No, I tell you the truth, it is a terrible project.
Sorry.
And we're using it for all our training coming up. Great.
Okay, so yeah, if that project didn't have a projection factor, you could just pull it into ArcGIS like that. No problems, done, lands in the right place. But what happens most often here at MoDOT is you have a DGN that's projected to ground. So probably a couple of the easiest ways to bring that ground projected project into ArcGIS is either convert it to grid first in ORD or GeoPack, whatever you're using. Okay, then it's in grid, bring it in, no problem. You could also export it to KML first before you bring it into ArcGIS, because for some reason you can export it to KML and then bring it into ArcGIS and it lands where it should. So that is another pretty easy option. The third option that I'm going to show you today is a handy dandy little MoDOT tool that will actually convert it for you. And you have to use this tool in ArcMap. It's not available in ArcGIS Pro yet. So I'm going to show you an ArcMap project. So here we've got that same horrible, awful project. There we go. And you can see I pulled it in. I didn't convert anything, and you could see it's landing with an offset because it has that projection factor with it. So MoDOT has this handy little DGN to GIS tool that I didn't even know about till a couple days ago. and Randall showed it to me, so thank you, Randall. First thing you do is you add your DGN to your project. You can see I've got it in my project over here. You then use the DGN, the GIS tool, and you can actually pick which parts of it that you want to convert. If you want to do them all, you can. I'm just going to do, for right now, I'm going to say I want to convert the lines. Put in your project scale factor and tell it which zone, or you can select your county. Again, tell it where to save it. So what this is going to do, this is actually going to create a shapefile of this section of the DGN, and the shapefile will be in the correct coordinate system. So give that a minute, and now you can see our little kind of blue-green lines there. They have shifted over and they're in the right location now. And something that I learned just this morning, now if you go back and click on your DGN, or it did it this morning, if you turn it off and then turn it back on, it will shift over into the right place. So that is a pretty handy way to bring a DGN that's in the projected to ground into ArcGIS. Unfortunately, if you are a pro user, this tool is not available yet for ArcGIS Pro, but it's there for ArcMap if you want to use that. So just to recap the tools that I use today, there's always the little add data button, or if you're working in ArcGIS Pro, you can drag and drop. We have the wonderful DGN to GIS tool. That's a MoDOT specific tool. That's an add-in that will convert for you. And then our conversion toolbox in ArcGIS. Today we use the export to CAD tool, layer to KML, and feature class to shapefile tool. So I believe that is all I had for you today. And I know that was overwhelmingly fun. So try to contain your excitement, everyone. And I'll take any questions if there are any. Anyone? Anyone?
All right.
Okay.
No questions. I guess we'll pass it over to Randall.
His won't be as fun.
Well, probably not, but he'll try. All right, Randall, you should be able to share your screen now.
I never said mine was going to be fun, so.
I guess I did that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fun with SharePoint and Randall.
No. So the only thing I really, am I sharing my screen? Can you see it?
You are.
Still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
We have been migrating our SharePoint site to the new SharePoint, and our CAD stuff is done for the internal site. You still, let me get this stuff out of the way. You still get to it the same way. You know, you can go to DE over here, or you can come up to your divisions, go to design. And then we still have CAD services over here on the side. If you click it, it'll take you to our new landing page. And pretty much the only things we have changed so far are all of our internal stuff, all of our training, like all of our training videos and stuff. We still have on our external site, so it's still going to look the same. It's just going to look a little bit different on the main page. But everything should still be linked. Everything should still be working. If you have any bookmarks to the old page, you can always, I put this link over here on the side. It'll take you to our new one. And that's where you're going to get your information from now on. They don't have any plans in the near future to update the external stuff yet, so it's going to stay looking the way it is. But, other than that, that's all I had, Bill. I mean, it's just still looks the same. The training's still pretty much the same. We have our instructor-led classes, our online videos, and like you mentioned, our online courses for credit. And right now, I think we only have your class in there. Yeah. And it's full, I believe, isn't it?
Yes, it's full.
Yeah. So that's really all I had. It's just
Well,
make
thank
sure
you,
you
Randall.
update your links.
And if they have broken links, give you a yell.
If something's not working, they can give us a yell. It should all be working. We pretty much moved everything. We've checked everything a couple times, but if something you had access to before, you're locked out, we may have to change some permissions. But other than that, it should all be working.
All right. Thanks, Randall.
Mm-hmm.
Share my screen one last time. Share. Okay, so yeah, that was fun with GIS and a little fun with SharePoint. Gotta like that. So that means next month we'll have fun with Chad. I don't know what he's going to present on, but he'll have something cooked up, no doubt about it. So
Oh, I won't.
he'll have something. Again, if you want to get a hold of us, here's our numbers. We're still looking for a drainage guy. So if our girl or whatever, we need somebody for drainage. So if anybody's interested, I think that job's still open out there. I don't know. Kevin may have something to say about that. If it's still out there or not. If we got any applicants for that.
Still working on that, Bill. So
Still working on it. Okay, so yeah.
Hey, tell
so
him Melvin's back.
Yeah, Melvin is back. We've got Melvin back. So if you need him for anything, give him a call. And then again, ORD, we're just waiting on the project-wise data source. It's very close. Chris had to get Bentley to create us a new one. So hopefully that'll be going soon. And I believe plotting's good to go. So we're getting real close. I can't say for sure what a date is, but we're getting close. So any questions before we close this month's WebEx? Anything at all? Oh, I did want to do a little poll on who had the funner, is funner a word? Had a better fun with day. But I won't.
Stop it. There's another question in there, though, Bill.
Is there a question? My
Yeah.
chat went away.
It says, is there an online training for ArcGIS?
Good question.
Yes, there are online trainings for ArcGIS. I have to look and see what's available in Mo.u, but I know there are lots of ArcGIS trainings online. I'm sure Mo.u has one.
And then there was a second part to it. What are others using it for? Question mark. Presentations? Question mark.
The ArcGIS?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound anything like the person who wrote that. You need to work on that a little bit.
Yeah. She sounds different.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So what are people using ArcGIS for? Mapping. Anybody that needs to do any sort of a map, put it in there. I know like environmental uses ArcGIS, and we actually set them up with a new app and Trimble R1s to go out and collect their data with in the field. They can now collect the data on a phone, and it automatically puts it in their account in ArcGIS Online. So we've got them using that. I know they do a lot in ArcMap too, with a lot of map files and, not so much survey grade data, but mapping grade.
That's what GIS is, right? Get it
Yeah.
surveyed? Is that what you're saying? Yes,
According to surveyors, yeah.
Yeah. Any other good questions? Got a lot of them today. I like this. Anybody else? Okay, if we have no more questions, you look forward to, hold on, here's one. What is the most updated map in ArcGIS? What year? Jen, do you have an answer for that?
MODOT currently has ArcMap, I think 10.6.1, which is pretty outdated. Actually, I think they're on like 10.9 or 10.8 now. But Esri is sort of, they're pushing towards ArcGIS Pro. That's the future of ArcGIS is ArcGIS Pro. And I believe you can get Pro installed now. I think anyone can get it installed on their computer. It is quite a bit different. If you're really, really used to ArcMap, it will be frustrating at first. But once you get used to it, it is, I think, so much more user-friendly and so much faster than ArcMap. But those are what are available, ArcGIS Pro and ArcMap 10.6.1 right now.
Do you think that meant the version of ArcGIS or the mapping that they pull down? What is? I think they're wanting to know what year.
Map.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean by what map they pull down.
Like the imagery and stuff like that. Is there a certain year that imagery is flown and stuff like that? Do you know, or?
Oh, I think it says. You mean like in the base map?
I'm assuming. I didn't write this question, so.
Why
Kevin,
don't
you're
you?
busting
Why don't
it
you
up,
know,
man.
Kevin? Yeah, like in the imagery, it should tell us somewhere. I'll have to find out. Esri keeps their base maps really up to date though. So if you're using an Esri base map, it's not going to be too old. It's going to be pretty current. But I have to look and see like what the most up to date or, what year the imagery is from. So sorry, I don't know that off the top of my head. If you want to email me that question, I'll look it up and get back to you.
And if they get that Pro, you'd be able to help them out somewhat on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. If you start using it, you'll love it.
You get kickbacks on that?
I should.
Any more questions? Anything else? That was a pretty good meeting. So I guess we'll see you November 16th. We'll have another one, and Chad will be the special presenter. So Chad will work on it really hard up until that date, I'm sure. So until then, you guys have a good one. Talk to you later.